So we are discussing the topic time value of money. So we have already understood the basics of this concept. What is time value? Time value is what? It is one of the most fundamental concept in finance. Okay. In financial management, long-term decisions are taken into considering the time value factor. Okay. So time value is the very important concept in financial management. Okay. Whenever any decision, long-term decision, especially long-term decisions are taken, it is always taken considering the time value factor. Without time value, the decision taken will not be a proper decision. So always we have to consider the time value of money into consideration before taking any decision. Especially in case of a long-term decision, long-term decisions are those decisions which will have an impact for more than 1 year. So when a business takes some decision and its impact will be more than 1 year, okay, that decision's impact, if it is more than 1 year, it is called as a long-term decision. And for a long-term decision, we will have to consider the time value of money. So what is a time value of money? Time value of money says that money in hand today is worth more than money that is expected to be received in future. Okay, normally what happens if a business house invest in a project, suppose the cost of the project is initial cost for investing in that project is 10 lakh rupees. Okay, so this is the amount which the business has to initially invest in that project, and the life of that project is 5 years. Okay, that project will be for 5 years, let us assume. So if business is investing in the project, it will expect some inflow from that project. Okay, naturally, if you are investing some money in some project or investment, you will be expecting the return from that investment. And that this project is for 5 years, let us assume. So initial investment made by the business is 10 lakh rupees, and initial year is called as year zero in finance. The date on which the investment is made, it is called as zero. If you are making investment today, it will be called as zero. Okay, so we are assuming that this project is having a life of 5 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years it will yield income. So first year, suppose you will get 50,000 from this project. Okay, second year 7 lakh will be the return from this project, inflow from this project. Third year, let us assume it can be 10 lakhs. Fourth year, it is 3 lakhs. And in fifth year, it is becoming 1 lakh rupees. So these are the inflows. Okay, so now these are the estimated inflows. Okay, this is the estimation which you are making before investing 10 lakh rupees, that if I invest 10 lakh in this project, I will be earning this much amount in this years. This is an estimation based on the past data. Now you have to take the decision whether you have to invest this at 10 lakh rupees or not invest. Okay, so what you can do, a simple thing is that add all the cash flows and reduce it from the cost. If you are getting profit, you can invest it. This is one approach, but normally decision is not done like this. Decision is taken using a present value factor calculation. Here some cost of capital will be used for discounting, which is known as discounting factor. we will discount this cash flows using this discounting factor and bring it into present year terms, and then we will take the decision. That is called as present value. Means this 1 lakh rupees which the company is getting, it is after 5 years, no? Okay, and it is estimated cash flow only. So for taking decision, we will multiply this 1 lakh by a factor which is called as discounting factor and calculate its present value. Okay, like that we'll do it for all years. Then we will do the total and then we will compare it with the 10 lakhs. Okay, so this is the present value of money, or present value, you can say present value of the money. Present value means today's value of the future money which you are going to receive. Okay, so this 1 lakh rupees business will receive only after 5 years. Okay, but today what is its value? Because we have to compare it today, no, with 10 lakhs. So we cannot compare this 1 lakh which is going to be received after 5 years directly. It will not be correct. So what we will do, we will multiply all these cash flows with a factor which is called as a discounting factor, and we will find out the present value cash flow and then compare it with the initial investment. Then you will get the correct decision. Okay, how it is done, that we will see later on. This is just a concept we are discussing. So present value means what? Present value means today's value of the future money. Okay, so this, let us see, this 10 lakh you will get at the end of third year, but what it is value today, that is on the date of investment, that is called as present value. And how you will calculate the present value? Present value is calculated using discounting factor. Clear? Understood? Understood, everybody? So time value theory says that simple, it is a rupee today is worth more than a rupee tomorrow. So if you will get rupee today, you should prefer that, not it should not be preferred for tomorrow. Okay, so rupee today is worth more than a rupee tomorrow. Clear? Next, we have discussed about annuity. What is annuity? Annuity is the periodic payment or inflow. Annuity is what? Periodic regular payment or inflow. It is a cash flow. It can be either payment or receipts. Two conditions are necessary for annuity, which we have already discussed. What are the two conditions? Amount should be same and interval should be same. One of the best example of annuity is the rent payments. It is regular payment, no? Every month you will do the payment and amount is also same. So rent payment is a best example of annuity. Okay, or recurring deposits, they are also annuities because every month you will pay same amount. So it is an annuity. Okay, so these are, we are taking the examples of payment side. Similarly, you can receive a regular amount at regular intervals. That will also be annuities. Okay, so annuity are the stream of cash flows, but two conditions should be satisfied. Amount should be same and interval should also be same. Clear? If these two conditions are satisfied, then only it will be called as annuity. Clear? Everybody understanding? Yes or no? See, three illustrations are there. You have to check and tell whether this is annuity or not. See, interval is same. Year 1, 2, 3. Interval is same. 1 year. Amount is also same. See. So this cash flow set will become annuity. This is an annuity. This is an what? Annuity. Clear? This is annuity. Next. See, here 1 year, 2, 3, 4. Interval is same. But if you will check, cash flows are different. So this is not annuity. Clear? Third example, if you will see, here cash flows are same, but interval is different. Here interval is 2 years, here it is 1 year, here it is 4 years. So this is not an annuity. Clear? Yes or no? So there are two types of annuity. One is the annuity regular and another is the annuity due. If the receipt of payment takes place at the end of the period, it is called as annuity regular. Suppose if you are paying rent at the end of every month. Suppose if you are paying rent at the end of every month, it will become annuity regular. Okay, if the payment is at the end of the period, that is the every month end you are paying rent, it will be annuity regular. If the payment or receipt is made at the beginning, it will be annuity due or annuity immediate. Okay, if you are paying rent at the beginning of the year only, it will be annuity immediate. Clear? If the payment or receipt is at the end of the period, it will be annuity regular. If it is at the beginning of the period, it will be annuity immediate or annuity due. Okay. Next is the concept of future value. Future value means if you are making some investment, what will be its value in future? So future value is the cash value of the investment at some time in future. Suppose if you are investing 10 lakh rupees in a fixed deposit for 5 years. Okay, at let us say 5% interest. So what will be the value of this 10 lakh at the 5th year? It is called as future value. So future value is nothing but what is the future value of the investment at some time in the future. Simple example, suppose if you are doing some investment in a fixed deposit for some year, what will be the value of that investment at the end of that period? It is called as future value, and future value is calculated compounded at the interest rate. Remember these two things properly. Present value is known as discounting. Okay, concept of calculating present value is known as discounting, and concept of calculating future value is called as compounding. So these two things you have to remember very properly. Present value calculation is called as discounting. Future value calculation is called as compounding. Clear? Okay, so formula for calculating future value, if there is only one single cash flow. Okay, if there is only a single cash flow, future value calculation is very simple. That is the cash amount which you are investing into 1 plus I raised to n. N is the number of years. See example, future value of a single cash flow. Future value of a single cash flow If you are investing 3,000 in a 2-year investment, so here they are saying that you are investing 3,000 for 2 years at 12% interest per annum. Calculate the future value of the investment. Very simple. Future value formula is cash flow which you are investing into 1 plus I. I is the rate of interest raised to n. So how much you are investing? 3,000 rupees. 3,000 into 1 plus what is the rate of interest? 12% means 0.12 raised to, for how many years you are investing? 2 years. So you are calculate this, you will get the future value. How you will calculate? See, one, everybody is having calculator. Everybody is having calculator, yes or no? Okay, you will have to require to keep a calculator if you want to calculate this. Just I'm telling the steps, everybody note down. If you are not having calculator, you note down. Otherwise, you solve 1 plus 0.12. Everybody taken the calculator, 1 plus 0.12. Okay. This much everybody done. It is 1.12. Now press into button. Now press into button. Now it is raised to 2. No. Once press equal to. You will get the value for this bracket. Again listen. 1 plus 0.12 into equal to. Now one concept I'm telling you, how much time you have to press equal to, this will be 1 less than the n. Suppose n is 4, you will press equal to 3 times. You will get the value. So now you do, it is 2, no? So here you will press equal to only 1 time, into equal to 1 time. Clear? So 1 plus 0.12 into equal to. What is the value for this bracket? Everybody has calculated. What is the value for this bracket? It is 1.2544. Now you multiply it by 3,000, you will get the answer. 1.2544. 3,000 into 1.2544. What is the future value of this 3,000? Means after 2 years, this 3,000 will become how much rupees? Anybody has done? Yeah, it is becoming 3763.2. Correct. 3763.2. So see, 3,000 rupees if you are investing for 2 years at 12% interest per annum, you will get 3,763.2 rupees. So this is the future value of the 3,000. See, your working is there. Later you can refer it. Okay, now here we have seen future value of only one cash flow. Here 3,000 you are investing. Once you are investing, and you will get this 3,000 after 2 years at 12% interest. Clear? Now what happens? Suppose in RD, recurring deposit, every month you will deposit. No. So how you will calculate the future value of an annuity? So RD means everybody know, no, recurring deposit. Every month you will have to deposit some amount. Okay. So how you will calculate the future value of an annuities? So future value of annuity formula is A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I. So this formula, everybody, right? A is the amount which you will invest regularly. Suppose it is an RD and you are investing every month 500 rupees. So A will become 500. Okay. And 1 plus I is the rate of interest and N is the number of times you are investing. Okay. Minus 1 divided by, again, I, it is rate of interest. So everybody can note this formula. So this formula is for calculating future value of an annuity. Previous sum which we have done, it was for one single cash flow. Now, if number of cash flows are there, regular cash flows are there, future value can be calculated using this formula, that is A into 1 plus I raised to n minus 1 divided by I. Clear? So we'll take the illustration in this, then it will become more clear. See, find the future value of an annuity 500 made annually for 7 years at 14% interest. Here 500 you are depositing every year for 7 years. Okay, and you have to find the value of this 500 after 7 years. It's 14% interest. Means one first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year, and seventh year. Each year you will deposit 500 rupees. Okay, every year you will deposit 500. Okay, like that 7 times you will deposit 700, 500. Rate of interest is 14%. So this is an annuity. Interval is same, 1 year. Amount is also same, 500. Clear? So how we can calculate the future value of this annuity stream of cash flow? Now we have seen the formula. Now see how we can calculate. Simple. Annual payment. Every year you are paying how much? 500 rupees. N is 7. Rate of interest is 14%, that is 0.14. Clear? Future value of annuity, how we can calculate? Future value of annuity. Just now we have seen the formula. A into A is 500 into 1 plus I is 0.14 raised to N is 7 minus 1 divided by 0.14. Now how to solve this? Listen properly, everybody. First you solve this bracket. How you will solve this bracket? Just now we have understood, no? Everybody take in calculator. 1 plus 0.14. 1 plus 0.14. Everybody is doing 1 plus 0.14. One plus 0.14 into press equal to 6 times. Why 6 times? Because it is 7, no? 1 less you have to press. So equal to you will press 6 times. Again listen, 1 plus 0.14 into, then you press equal to 6 times. Okay. Whatever value you are getting, minus 1 equal to divide by 0.14 equal to multiplied by 500. You will get this answer. Understood, everybody? Yes or no? Understood? Yeah, this answer you are getting 5.35. 1 plus 0.14 into equal to 6 times minus 1. Then you do divide by 1.4, 0.14, 1.4 into 500. You will get this answer. Clear? So one more same illustration is there. This you can practice. 200 rupees invested every year. 5365.24. Yeah, 5365. No, correct. It is correct. Yeah, 0.24 is because of rounding off. That will be acceptable. Okay, you are getting 5365. No, 0.35. 0.24 is also okay. That is because of rounding off. Clear? That much is acceptable. Yeah. Okay. Now, one more illustration is that this you can practice later on. 200 rupees is invested every year for 10 years at 6%. So you can calculate the annuity by using the same formula. So here it is raised to 10 means equal to, you will press for 9 times. This you remember, just you can easily solve this sum. So equal to will be 1 less than the n. Okay, equal to will be 1 less than the n.